Welcome back, Wolfpack. I decided to do a fun little thing where I go over my playoff game against Cam. Tell you what I was thinking, some of the sets I brought, what I was scared of, what I wasn't scared of. I hope you can't see my mouse because I'm going crazy. Or maybe it's a good thing that you can. And I also hope that I'm not too loud. I could fix it, but that would take a lot of work, and I don't want to. So if we're just going to go over things real quick, my Gigalith was the first thing that I kind of thought would be good to bring. Obviously, Excadrill was coming, but Gigalith was the first thing that I wanted as my sort of pivot into most of his walls, besides Rodriguez. But I knew that even Escavalier wasn't going to be able to do that much damage because it was going to be defensive. So it was an AV Gigalith, max HP, with heavy slam and enough attack to easily 2-hit KO even a max defense Clefable, which was what I wanted to do because I could not let him start like passing wishes and stuff like that. So it was mainly a check to Clefable, but it can eat a hit from pretty much anything on his team, at least one from full. The next thing was Haunter. It was Scarfed because alongside my Whimsicott set, those two pretty much guaranteed that Lucario wouldn't sweep me, so I just had to keep them both relatively healthy. It had Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Clear Smog in case things got out of hand with the Clefable, or even possibly the Zeraora, and Fire Punch with a special defense. I was special attack raising nature, but my Spadef was down because I didn't want to lose any attack with Fire Punch. And Fire Punch was for the Escav because I thought an Assault Vest version would come, and it did a decent amount of damage. It did more Shadow Ball would to an Assault Vest mod. So that's why I had it. I was going over with like Destiny Bond, maybe Will-O-Wisp, Scarf Will-O-Wisp, but I decided that just Fire Punch was better. Next up was Whimsicott. I basically just copy and pasted the Whimsicott from my last game into this game because I was so certain that Lucario was going to come this time, because he didn't bring it last time. So it had the Babiri Berry. The only difference was that instead of Taunt, I brought Defog. So it was Moonblast, Defog, Energy Ball, and Charm. So Charm was just in case he was physical, and if he was special, then he couldn't touch Haunter because it was Scarfed without speed, which would mean I just needed damage off to kill. So yeah, next thing was Darm. Darm had the potential to sweep. If he was a physical Lucario, it basically swept, unless he had like a Scarf and Talion, something weird like that. So basically I just bring it in on something like Clefable or Escavalier that didn't want to take a Flare Blitz, and then I click sub and I click Belly Drum, and again, if Lucario is physical, I pretty much just win at that point. Unfortunately, I messed up with the HP. I had an odd number of HP, which means that even if I sub and Belly Drum, I don't get the Salic Berry boost. So I didn't get my speed. I wouldn't have gotten my speed if I got the Belly Drum off, which sucks. I should have gone over that some more, like looked over my team more before I went into this battle, but it is what it is. It was just sub, Belly Drum, Fire Punch, and Earthquake. Oh, God, I am tired. Next up is Seismitoad. It was also specially defensive, just because I didn't think Inteleon would come, but it did end up coming, which was good. Which just means that it was good that I brought Seismitoad. But just in case Inteleon came, I had to bring a Spadef Seismitoad with, like max Spadef with rocks. I think it was Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Scald. Just Stealth Rock 3 attacks. I needed all those moves. I needed Scald to maybe get a burn on like a Escavalier, not get like 1v1'd against it. Also for Rodriguez, stuff like that. It was a really good lead against him. I had outs versus everything that he wanted to lead with, so that was good. And the Excadrill was going to be the win con. It was banded, like a 184 HP, max attack Adamant with enough speed to outspeed Adamant Flareon. And also, the HP amount also let me live a +2 Vacuum Wave from Lucario if he wasn't modest. Which I calced before the battle, or I calced before the battle, and I was like, oh cool, it just worked out that way. Like, I didn't mean for it to happen that way. but it just worked out that the amount of HP that I put in let me not be too KO'd. But I can, which is cool. Yeah, you see the team he brought, so let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. So I decided to lead off with Seismitoad, as I said. He was Inteleon, and I was like, okay, this is perfect. He has no removal on his team at all. So once rocks are up, they're up. Break any sashes that he might want to bring. I don't think anything would be sashed, considering he has no removal. But break any sashes he wants to bring. Get chip, important chip on things like a Scavalier or Zeraora, even Inteleon. And if Clefable was unaware, which I wouldn't think it would be, I get chip on that too. So I just go for rocks. He sets up the light screen. And I'm like, oh, I have to knock this thing off because Screens Inteleon is scary. Like, I could defog with Whimsicott, but again, I really want those rocks up. So that wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I just needed to get rid of Inteleon as quickly as possible and make sure that these screens were done as quickly as possible. So I knock off. And then I said I'd knock off again because Lucario is never the mon to go into here. Like, it just never is. So even if he was justified and I give him a boost, like, it does not come out. It does not come out. And again, even if I do give him a boost, I switch into Whimsicott, and with the Babiri Berry, I should get any hit if he even chooses to go for a Steel-type move, you know? And then I can get the necessary damage off or even charm him, stuff like that. So knockoff is fine. Just go for it again as he returns. He goes into Godsuit, the best nickname in the league, and knock off the Shuca Berry, which was obviously it was for Excadrill. It was for Excadrill. To eat a hit from Excadrill and then kill it with probable like close combat. And I knew that unless he was Life Orb, which he wasn't, at least because I just knocked off the Shuca Berry, Grass Knot was not doing like anything to me. So I decided to just stay in and get damage off because I thought it would be important. As he clicks Bulk Up, and I was like, this is scary. This is scary. Which I have to just click Earthquake. But the redeeming factor about this is that I click Earthquake again and I put him in range of a hit from Haunter, but I couldn't go hard into Haunter. So I click Earthquake again knowing that Grass Knot wasn't going to do that much. And just 54, I mean, like, that's a lot, but for 4 times effective move, it's not that much. It was on a 24. And I knew that if he had Grass Knot, he probably had Plasma Fists, because he didn't want to be walled by Manabuzz. And he had to have something for Gigalith, so he probably had Close Combat. So I knew that he probably couldn't hit Whimsicott that hard, especially because I was bulky. I was kind of fearing a Blaze Kick, but if he made that prediction, then that's just good on him, if he even had it. He just goes for Close Combat here, which is good. I'm going to click Charm, because I can't let anything, and then get scary. And they also calculated and saw that a -1, because that's what it would be at after a Charm. A -1 Blaze Kick wouldn't kill me at the range I was at. So then I can maybe switch in with something else. He just goes Clefable, and I go Gigalith. My counter to this, he clicks Wish, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. He is most likely going to go Inteleon, knowing he can eat at least one hit and get the screens back up, because they're gone. And I need to get rid of that thing. So I need to pull a big boy double into Excadrill to get rid of that thing immediately. If he goes anything else, I have the necessary things to go out into to make sure they don't like lose to them immediately. So I had to just go Excadrill. I had to. And he does go Inteleon. And he probably thought that he lived. I think he was max HP. I think that's what his set was. I think that's what the knockoff damage told me. So with max HP, if I didn't have like a Life Orb or something, he could live the Earthquake, and I think maybe that's what he was thinking. I mean, he was just sacking it off. But I'm banded. I'm adamant banded. So he was not letting this, especially since the Reflect just went away. Gone. No more screens. Good. Just good. Get them out of here. Like a Lucario behind screens is so scary. And he does bring Lucario back out, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I see the Balloon, and I'm like, oh, I have to get Whimsicott. And he Nasty Plots. But that's not the end of the world, because I have enough speed to outspeed this thing. The only priority he would have with a special set would be Vacuum Wave. So I'm going to get the necessary hit off to revenge him with Haunter, at least force him out. And once that happens, then Whimsicott has done its job. It has done its job. It's fine. And oh look, the Berry Pop didn't do anything. Didn't help. That was Fizz Death. So bring Haunter out. I'm just gonna click Shadow Ball. I'm not gonna mess around. I calced Fire Punch. I did, but it didn't kill. And I was like, I can't mess around with this threat, so I'm just gonna click Shadow Ball. I get this Spadef drop, but yeah, I still wasn't killing, and I needed Haunter. So, and the reason why I say Whimsicott did its job, even though Lucario's still alive, it put it in range of Haunter, like no matter what, and especially it would come and take rocks. So like even if you was max HP after rocks a few times, you wouldn't take it. So Whimsicott definitely did its job. So now Lucario should not be beating me if I'm just not stupid. I decided to sack my Seismitoad because I don't see its worth anymore. I still have Excadrill, so we can't like Volt Switch or something, which is very like unlikely as his last move. So I didn't see any use of it in it anymore. I decided to just knock off his Shadow Ball, or not knock off his Assault Vest, so we can't switch into Shadow Ball after rocks. Like you wouldn't be able to take two. And then I go Darm, and I'm like, okay, that thing most likely has Vacuum Wave, but this play will allow me to get rid of Runerigus. It will allow me to get rid of Runerigus, and that is important for Excadrill. So I click Substitute, and here's where I kind of realize, like, okay, I am not the right amount of HP here, which is kind of a bummer, again, but at this point, Runerigus being gone is all I need. Also, I like how Cam messed up his game. I also asked him to join me in this video, and he said no, so whatever. I'm able to get rid of Runerigus in the next turn. Just Okos, which is great. He does bring out Lucario. I was thinking about saving this. I was like, okay, maybe I can go Haunter here. But I was like, if he decides to be insane and click Nasty Plot, or click Dark Pulse and kill my Haunter, which is what I expect him to have at that point. Because he didn't need a last move like Nasty Plot, Flash Cannon, maybe Aura Sphere, or Vacuum Wave, most likely Vacuum Wave because of Excadrill. And then last move, whatever, so why not Dark Pulse? If he decided to do anything like that, then I could just lose, so I couldn't risk that. I just let Darm go down. I go Gigalith. I don't know why I went Gigalith, if I'm being honest. I should have went Haunter. Maybe not. Haunter didn't guarantee a kill on Clefable. Might have let him go into something else. So, okay, Gigalith was the right play. I didn't nickname my Gigalith, which is kind of disheartening. I didn't even realize that during the battle. Whatever. I know that he can't 2-hit KO me with anything, and I know that he needs to keep his Lucario around. And I also know that after rocks plus a heavy slam to Escavalier, a Stone Edge will kill after all that damage. So heavy slam is so free. It also kills Aurora. Heavy slam is so free here, and it does so much damage. It does so much damage. Just 55 min to max HP, max defense, bold Clefable, and that's exactly what he gets to. So something's gonna die here. And I could have predicted the Escavalier and gone for Stone Edge, I guess, but like, there was no reason to. There was no reason to. I just click Heavy Slam, get some damage off, and again, I know this thing is bulky and it can't do anything to me. Or it can't like hurt me too much. It won't bring me below half. Definitely won't. So I decided to just Earthquake twice instead of risking missing a Stone Edge. So I just Earthquake twice, get rid of that thing. And at this point, I'm like, okay. Excadrill just wins. Excadrill just wins. If I'm just not stupid. If I'm not stupid, Excadrill wins. He brings out Lucario, and I think the calc was I died to Flash Cannon, and there was like a chance I died, and I couldn't risk it. I think I was AV. I don't know if I said that. I'm pretty sure I did, but I just didn't want to risk anything. If he was modest, I died to it. So I just didn't want to risk him being modest. There was no way for me to know what he damaged at that point. Maybe Whimsicott lived if he wasn't modest, and I could have figured it out then. Whatever. I decided to just go Haunter here. Haunter is my safest play. What happens if I go Haunter is, he either just kills me with Flash Cannon, I think, or Dark Pulse if he decides to predict it, which, spoiler, he does. Or he goes for Nasty Plot, and then I get a kill with Haunter. Because Shadow Ball, 2-hit KOs, Clefable. It might not have after Protect, but it was still like Shadow Ball so free once I brought it in. If you went for Nasty Plot. So it was just like, I sack Haunter, I bring Gigalith back in, I live any hit, and I get the sand back out, which is the most important part. Here, so I bring Gigalith back out, Haunter gets sacked, sorry Haunter, and here I'm like, okay. There is no way he clicks Vacuum Wave here. There's no way he clicks Vacuum Wave. Even if he does, he has to be Modest to do it, and Modest was unlikely. Modest is unlikely. Again, I couldn't risk it with Gigalith because if he was, then I lost the game. But or there was like a roll if I lost the game if he was Modest. But at this point, I'm kind of banking on the fact that he's not Modest because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for me Modest. But again, I couldn't risk it earlier. Anyways, here I'm like, okay, even if it clicks Nasty Plot here, I go into Excadrill, and my HP lets me live Vacuum Wave, no matter what. Unless he crits me, obviously, but even if he's +2, I live a Vacuum Wave at +2. He's most likely going Clefable, hoping that I don't click Heavy Slam because that's all he can do. That's all he can do at this point. So I have to double into Excadrill here. That double pretty much wins me the game. Again, unless he crits me and unless he stays in and makes it a hard read. So he does go into Clefable, I go into Excadrill, and that's gonna be the game. That's gonna be the game. He has nothing for Banded Excadrill's Iron Head. Unless he gets a double protect, even that won't matter, because say he gets a double protect here, hold on. So he gets a double protect, goes down to 2 turns, I click Iron Head, I still get a kill, no matter what, because I'm banded. And then he goes on to something else, and then I get the kill again. And then I just go back out into Gigalith. And even if his last line's Lucario, and he clicks Nasty Plot, protecting me to go under Gigalith, again, it doesn't matter, because I survived a timid Vacuum Wave +2, which he turned out to be. At the end of the game, we talked about it. But he doesn't get the double protect, so none of that matters. And then he goes out into Lucario, because he realizes that's kind of the game. He clicks Vacuum Wave, just 49. That's a really high roll. I said it was the max, I think, either in the chat or on Discord after. But it wasn't the max. The max was like 50. I knock that out. He brings out his 24% Zero-War, goes on to 12, and I knock it out with Iron Head. So, I advance in the playoffs to round 2, obviously. I am the GOAT, after all. I'm going to beat Manu next week, who just beat Alexis. And then I'm going to go to the championship. I'm going to win that too. So, yeah, I might do something like this for next week too. After I beat Manu. I don't know if I'm feeling like it. I just kind of felt like it today, so I did. Again, I wanted Cam to join me, but he's a coward, so. That's it. That's all. That's all, folks. Bye, I'll see you around.